Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So, as you know, I've done a whole bunch of 5K videos, and I've done milestone videos too for workouts and fully detailed training programs of sub 20 minutes, sub 19, 18, 17, 16, and 15 minutes, all the way through workout videos for those milestones as well. Um, and what I wanted to start doing now is time milestones or pace milestones. So, like sub 20 is a certain thing, a sub 16 would be 508s and oblong paces, 448s for sub 15, and so on and so forth per mile. What I'm going to start today is I'm going to start doing 520 per mile, which is, you'll see in a second, 1635 5K. Then I'm going to do a video for 5 minutes per mile, 440 per mile, and then I'm going to work my way up to 6 minutes per mile as well. Okay, so I'll be doing after 520, I'll be doing 540 per mile and 6 minutes per mile. If anybody wants me to go any further on the slower end or the faster end, just put some feedback in the comments section of the video, and I'll be happy to put together workouts for that. But for today, I'm going to start with 6 workouts, and I'm going to take you here in a second, that constitute 520 per mile. That's an easy 40-second per 280-second per 400 meters. A nice even number. And that's one reason why I want to kind of do these now as well, because it's more of a little bit of a constant even number, you know, with ending at a 0 instead of a 48 or a 36 or whatnot. So everything will be ending at a 0, so it's easier to calculate, easier to kind of put together, and I already have the numbers for you based on the workouts itself. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet and you're a coach or a runner who wants to just get a lot of detail, do that right now. Excuse me, and hit the notification next to it so you know exactly when these next videos come out. And that's going to be my next series of videos, and then I'll get to something else after that. But that's something you want to. If that's something you want to see, make sure you hit those both buttons. If you enjoy these videos, if you find them helpful, please hit the thumbs up. It lets other folks know that the channel exists. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers in the next couple of months. I'm just a little over 900, so your help is greatly appreciated. Even if you don't plan on watching all the videos, I still appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and a thumbs up. It's really helpful to the channel's growth, and my impetus behind the channel is my motivation, my goal is to just help as many folks in the running community as possible, to serve, others now. Take what I've learned over the last 2 decades as a coach and serve as many people as I possibly can, help as many people as I possibly can, so you can use the videos, and I have up to almost 200 videos now. You can use them as a guide to answer questions, to help you solve problems, to help you come up with your own training philosophy, your own training programs, and make into your own. So, and I think you'll find a lot of helpful videos on this channel. So, with that, let's get over here. Let's get to the workouts, okay? Because I want to get to the details, so you have as much detail as possible. And like I said, today we're talking 1635 for the 5K, which is exactly 520 per mile. 40 seconds at the 200, 80 seconds or 120 at the 400. Okay, nice even number. All right. So workout number 1, and this is a constant for me, for particularly for 5K, a 20-minute or building towards a 20-minute or 4-mile consecutive run. You want to get to the point where you're constituting a consecutive effort at a sustained pace, which helps simulate a 5K or sometimes beyond a 5K when you get to 4 miles. Okay, so you're building towards that. If you're not up to that, that's okay too. You'll see down below, and I'll put all the other 5K related videos in below, but I also have a video on how to build up your tempo or threshold running to get to 20 minutes or 4 miles, and how to build it in pieces so that you're gradually progressing, or your athletes are gradually progressing. Definitely watch that video, because you'll know exactly how to get there. It'll create a direct path for you, and do it in such a way so that it allows people to adapt to it. Okay, so going for 20 minutes right from the start is not an easy feat, particularly if you're young, experienced, if you're coaching at a high school level. That's something that needs to be built up to over time. Okay, but building towards a 20-minute to a 4-mile tempo run consecutively, and the goal pace you want to build towards, okay, these numbers are the paces you want to build towards. Okay, 555 to 550 per mile. All right, which is essentially about 30 to 35 seconds slower per mile than the goal pace for the 5K. Okay, so that's workout number 1. Workout number 2, 10 to 12 by 500. Okay, this is a little bit of an odd distance. Some folks go 400. I do 4s, I do 5s, I do 6s, I do 8s. So a lot of different distances, but 500 is a good distance for folks that, if you have athletes who do really well at 400 but aren't yet ready for the 600s and 800s, this is a nice distance in between. Okay, you're building towards 10 to 12 of them, which is 5 to 6,000 meters. Okay, sometimes workouts will be a little bit over distance. You take a 100-meter jog after each rep, and the goal is 140 to 138 per rep, okay, which is 80 seconds, 80 seconds per 400. So it's clockwork, 5K pace. Clockwork, okay? Drilling that pace into the legs, okay, so that it becomes constant, okay? 100-meter jog after each rep, that's the second workout. Number 3, this is broken up into pieces. This is exactly 3 miles worth of volume, or 5 kilometers, excuse me. 1,500 meters, then 1,000, then a 1,500, then 1,000. Okay, so it's 2,500, 4,000, 5,000 meters of total running. Okay, you take a 3-minute recovery after each rep, nice active recovery. All right. The 1,500-meter reps are done at 4:58 to 5 minutes, okay, which is 5:18 to 5:20 per mile. And then the 1,000-meter reps are in 3:18 to 3:16, which is about 5:18 to 5:16 per mile. So the thousands are just a second or two faster. The longer reps, the 1,500 reps, are pretty much right at pace or a second faster. Okay, and remember, you have other options. If you're not ready for this, or your athletes aren't ready for this, they can do 1,000-meter repeats and then just gradually build towards 5 or 6 of them at race pace with a 2-minute recovery or a 2:30 recovery, depending on what your athletes can tolerate. Okay, so that's workout number 3. Workout number 4, you have 3 options of 1,200 meters. This is a good early season type of test and session to see where everybody's fitness is. So option 1, 5 times 1,200 meters at threshold pace. Okay, threshold pace is different than tempo pace. It's definitely different than race pace. So anaerobic threshold. So these are cruise intervals. You take a 75-second recovery in between each rep, and they're done at 4:17 to 4:15. Okay. Per rep. So that's 6,000 meters worth of volume. It's an over distance but a longer rep, but it's at threshold pace. So it's slower than race pace. Okay. Option B, 4 to 5 times a 1,200, building towards that with a 2-minute recovery at 5K pace. Okay. 3:57 to 3:58 per rep. It's about 5:17 to 5:18 per mile, just slightly faster. Okay. But again, if you need to slow it down, start at 4 minutes and work your way, totally fine as well. Okay, and last but not least, 3 to 4 times 1,200. Okay, we're doing a little bit less, but we're adding a minute recovery, doing 3-minute recovery, but we're doing them in 3K pace. Okay, which in this case, 3:51 to 3:50. That's about 5:07 to 5:08 per mile. The equivalent 3K of a 5:20 per mile 5K is about 5:07 to 5:08, 5:06 per mile. So you should be able to run 3 kilometers at that pace, and that'll give you a good indication of how ready you are for 5:20 per mile for 5K. And that's exactly what this constitutes, okay? It's a little bit less distance because it's at a faster pace, okay? Workout number 5. You do a 1.5. This is about 10 days out from a key race, okay? When you want to test yourself for 5K. 1.5 miles or 2,400 meters or 6 laps on an outdoor track, okay? At 8 minutes to 7:56, which is 5:20 pace to about 5:18 pace, okay? Pretty much right on the money. You need to know what it feels like to be between 5:18 to 5:20 pace at 1.5 miles, even at 3 kilometers. As athletes get fitter, you can progress towards 3K. They need to know what it feels like to be at that pace for that long, okay? You do that at 8 to 7:56, take an 8-minute active recovery, and then in the back end, you do 5 times 600 meters with a 200-meter jog recovery after each one, at 1:58 to 1:56, so it's about 5:18 to 5:17 pace, so slightly faster than 5K pace, okay? Slightly faster than 5:20 per mile, all right? And that whole workout is a little bit between, about 5,600 meters, 5,000 to 5,600 meters, okay? That's workout 5, and last but not least, this is a good, I've used this quite a bit. It's a good mid-season workout when you start to transition from type of threshold and tempos into the more intense stuff. This is a bridge that allows you to incorporate some and some so that you're not doing too much too soon. This is a perfect hybrid workout that includes both. It goes as such: 2 sets of 4 times an 800 meters. So the whole workout's 800 meters, 8 times 800, but it's broken up into 2 pieces, okay? The first set is done between 251 and 250 per rep, which is 540 pace, okay? But it's done at threshold pace, okay? Threshold pace with a 1 minute recovery, all right? Then in between the set, I'll put here, okay, jog 800 meters in between the set, okay? Take about six minutes of active recovery. So you do this and then jog 800 meters in between the set, and then you come back for the second set, and the second set is 4 times 800 meters, but at 238 to 237, so slightly faster than race pace by just a second or two, okay? But with a 2 minute recovery after each rep, okay? So the first set's done at threshold pace, slower than race pace. The second set is done at race pace or slightly faster with a 2 minute recovery. And then you're jogging 800 meters and about 6 minutes. Sometimes you might need 8. Some athletes might need a little bit more. That's fine. 6 to 8 minutes of active recovery in between the set, okay? Total of 8 minutes, 8 times an 800 meters, 6,400 meters worth of running. And again, you could start with 2 sets of 3, okay? And then once you're establishing that your fitness is there or your athlete's fitness is there, then you bump them up to 4, okay? This is a great transition workout. It's a great workout to help you get from things like this to things like this. Okay? That's one of the things I encourage folks to incorporate and break down the training into blocks of 3 to 4 weeks for adaptation. Let your athletes adapt so that they're running their best when it counts the most. So these are 6 workouts, again, with the emphasis of running a 5:20 per mile for 5K. All right, which is equivalent to 16:35. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. If you found it helpful, put the thumbs up. If you agree with this or know any other workouts that you can suggest or recommend or share, put them in the comments down below. I welcome comments. I actually encourage folks to comment more, okay, so we can have a dialogue. But and again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I think you're going to find this channel really, really informative and helpful. Remember, the next video, I'm going to go over 5 minutes per mile for 5K. So I think you're going to enjoy that. And remember, if you want to see it, you want to know when it comes out, hit that notification after you subscribe so you're notified when it comes out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.